This is my geometry course. Today we're going to take part one of the final test. In the previous class, I gave you a practice test for homework. Be sure to get that practice test done before taking this test. And remember, the practice test is not going to guarantee that you get an A or a B. In order to do that, you have to go back and make sure that you know all the information in the first half of the course all the way to test number 3. Please do not take this test unless you're ready for it. The point of this course is to prove that you actually know something, and that's what these tests are for. And that's especially true when it comes to the final test, which is cumulative. This is kind of an indication of everything that you've learned in this course, so it's especially important for you to perform well on this test. So that said, let's take screenshots of the test. Here's screenshot number 1 and number 2 and number 3 and number 4 and number 5 and number 6. Now, as usual, I don't care how long it takes you to finish this test as long as you can do it in one sitting. This test is some students may think it's fairly long. I tried to make it as short as I could and still make sure that you're tested on all the information you need to be tested on. But again, I don't care how long it takes you. It may take you 45 minutes or 5 hours. If you start to feel tired in the middle of the test, you can take a break, take a half an hour break, whatever you need. But remember, on this test, no help from anybody. Clear off your desk. No textbooks, no internet, no notes from the previous classes, nothing. You need to complete this test with only the information that's in your head. So go ahead and take the test. You should only have your test in front of you, pencil, and you can use a calculator. Remember, you can use a calculator. So take the test, pause the video, write down the time code, and you can come back to this point in the video when you're done taking the test. So go ahead and complete the test. And when you come back, we'll talk about how to score and grade your test. All right, we're back. At this point, you should be done with the test. Do not look at the answers until you finish the test. Okay, so here's the answers. Here's screenshot number 1 and screenshot number 2. Now I'm going to give you some guidelines on how to score your test here, and you've already seen these guidelines a number of times, so I don't really need to discuss them much. But I'm going to leave this in front of you as you grade your test, as you score your test. Go ahead and score the test, and then we'll talk about how to grade it. But again, you probably know by now how to grade your test. So go ahead and score the test, write the time code for the video down, and pause the video. And when you come back, we'll talk about the grading. All right, we're back. So as usual, you know how it works. If you scored 90 to 100, then that means you did very, very well on the test. If you scored 80 to 89, that means you did very well, but there's a few things you could work on. And if you scored 70 to 79, that means you did well, but there's quite a few things you need to work on. And if you scored anything lower than a 70, then that means you didn't really do well enough to say that you know this material. So if you scored in the red, then that probably means that you need to retake the course or do much, much better in the second half of the course, or the second half of the final test. But if you scored in the green, good job, I'm proud of you. And in the next class, we're going to review the second half of the course. And we're going to take part 2 of the final test in the class after that. So I'll look forward to seeing you in the next class.